The castle was empty. It was always empty. As the lone alicorn walked slowly through the halls, she listened to the echoing of her hooves clopping on the floor of the hallway. The castle was so big, every room cavernous compared to the equine who roamed it. It scared her. Yet it was the only thing she could call home. She felt like she had always been here, always been alone. She tried to look out of the windows lining one side of the hallway, but she could see nothing outside. Crystals as black as the deepest cave covered every window, every door. She could not break them. She could not escape. This place was more of a prison than anything. The pony prisoner shivered and coughed haggardly. Her bluish-purple coat was lined with tiny patches of ice in some places. It was so cold, so very cold. She spread her wings, shaking the tiny icicles off of them. They were too frozen for her to be able to fly, the feathers saturated with ice. Even her horn could hardly use magic. The freezing temperature seemed to have sucked the magic right out of her. She sighed, her breath distinctly visible in the frigid air. She continued to walk, aimlessly searching for some form of life, some form of hope. The pony stopped. She had not seen this room before. It was a ballroom. Ice coated the place, making the whole area colored in various shades of blue and gray. The air felt crisp and clear, no sounds daring to penetrate the stillness. Across the vast room, a set of gilded stairs stood, leading up to a small balcony on which sat an ice and crystal-encrusted throne. It called to her. She trotted across the ballroom, every echoing step of her hooves resounding around the room and beating down on her harshly, emphasizing her isolation. She slowly climbed up the slippery stairs and sat in the throne. A startling, painful chill ran up her back. The pony gave a cry, closing her eyes and gritting her teeth. Then she heard a noise. The pony flicked her ears, opening her eyes quickly. She gasped as she took in the sight before her. The ballroom was filled with ponies. Pegasi, unicorns, and even earth ponies flooded the dance floor, laughing and talking. The prisoner sat in the throne, her face plastered with a look of great surprise. Slowly, a smile crept onto her lips. Her heart filled with pure elation. For the first time in a long time, she felt joy. The ponies began to dance, a wonderful, haunting waltz, being played in the background by an unseen orchestra. The stallions took the mares into their embraces, and the couples twirled and spun across the floor in perfect synchronization. The mares' beautiful dresses seemed to bring color to the icy realm around the ponies, and the handsome smiles of the stallions brightened the room. The pony watched in quiet mesmerization, her happiness warming up her entire being. Then the music faded, and the dancers stopped. They lined themselves up, stallions on one side of the room and mares on the other. The huge double doors on the opposite side of the room to the alicorn opened, and a bright light shone into the space. The light melted the ice on the walls away, water cascading to the floor and fizzling away under the heat of the radiance. A breathtakingly magnificent pony stepped into the room, the light that had melted the ice coming from her long white unicorn horn. She spread her massive wings and gave a stunning smile. She wore a dress that seemed to be woven from sunbeams, and atop her head a golden crown glistened. And her mane, oh, her mane! Its ethereal mass sparkled and flowed like a rainbow, colored with the shades of sunrise. The prisoner's heart lurched. She knew this pony. She knew this pony! Her breath quickening, the prisoner cried out the name of the pony who shone light, but no sound came from her tattered throat. She tried again, but to no avail. She could not speak, and as she looked around the room, She noticed that none of the ponies had ever once looked at her during the time that they had been there. Giving another silent cry of the name of the radiant pony, the prisoner leapt off of the throne, racing towards the crowned pony. She noiselessly screamed at the one who shone light, trying to get her to notice her. But as she stood in front of the beautiful alicorn, she could only see that none of them could perceive her. Pleading, crying, the pony prisoner reached up towards the one who shone light, standing in her large shadow. She reached out to grasp the crowned pony, to embrace the only one she knew. Her hooves closed around thin air. The ponies were beginning to fade away, the one who shone light fading along with them. Ice was creeping up the walls again, the cold returning in full force. The prisoner extended her hoof to reach the last bit of light left. And then it was gone. They were all gone. The prisoner gave a long, heart-wrenching wail. She could hear her cries now. They echoed around the cavernous ballroom, bouncing back to hit her ears. Her heart seemed to shatter into countless pieces, scattering around the frozen floor like bits of broken glass. As she crumpled to the ground, the ice creeped up her legs, threatening to engulf her. The pony had been deserted by the only souls in her world. She was a prisoner in the hellish nightmare, forsaken by those she had loved. She was alone. Luna! One word, spoken by a familiar voice, snapped Princess Luna back to reality. Before her stood a blank piece of stone wall, framed by a dark door frame, an open wooden door connected to it by 2 hinges. She was in a deep, hole-like cave in the ground, a spiral staircase attached to the sides of the walls leading upwards. Luna quickly slammed the door shut on the wall, her heart beating abnormally fast. "Luna!" said the voice again. A large white wing folded itself over Luna's shoulder. Luna turned her head to see Princess Celestia giving her a very concerned look. "What is wrong? I heard you screaming from higher up the staircase. Are you hurt?" Celestia cried. Luna did not want to speak. Her mind was still processing the harrowing things she had experienced. Celestia grew even more worried, performing a whole-body healing spell on her sister. But she soon saw that nothing physical had needed to be healed. "Luna, please. I need to know if you're all right. Sombra trapped us in here, but I think I found a way out. We need to stop him." Luna barely managed to say anything before she burst into tears, embracing Celestia as hard as she could. Her sister's warm body seemed to help melt away her fears. Unlike in her nightmare, she now had a real pony to hang on to, one who would not abandon her. Even though she still had no idea what had happened, Celestia began to tear up as well. Seeing her sister cry like that had evoked an automatic response from her. Celestia wrapped her wings around her little sister, hugging her close. Celestia began to sing to Luna, the same lullaby she had sung to her when they were children. "Do not cry, do not fret, though darkness may call, do not forget. I am here, I will stay. Though trials may come, I'll keep evil at bay." The flow of Luna's tears began to stop. She looked up at Celestia and smiled. Celestia gave a warm smile back. The door laced with dark magic had shown Luna her worst nightmare. To be alone. To be abandoned. But when have our worst nightmares ever really come true?